Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today is going to be part 2 of the golf course series, my backyard golf course. Well, I use the term golf course loosely. It's one hole that's 30 yards, but I'm going to refer to it as a golf course. It's more fun that way. Welcome to Inspired Retirement. And I got a lot of work today. So if you saw the first video, and if you didn't, I encourage you to watch that one first. It gives you kind of an overview of how the course was built and how quick I got it up and running. And I did that on sod, purchased sod mainly to have it working within a week. And it was nice and lush at the end of last year, but it seemed to have really died out this winter. So today we're going to cut the lawn and de-thatch it. And then I got some family coming out tonight, so I think we're going to be playing on it right away this next couple days. So I'm not going to seed it or overdress. I might do one of the overdressings of the green to fill in the aeration holes. But when I do the overdressing with new bentgrass, I had put bentgrass in last year, but I don't see any sign of it this year. So it's, for some reason, it died off. So I'm going to give it another try, and we'll overdress the fairway as well. So for starters, I'm going to cut the fairway at about 1.5 inches. I got my trusty Fiskars mower here, and this mower is it's really good for what it's worth. To get you started, it's not a professional greens mower by any means, but it is a real mower and it works really well. And it says it gets it down to 1 inch. I actually think it gets it shorter than 1 inch. But for my purposes right now, the lowest setting that this goes to is fine, because I'm still scalping the fairway and the green in areas. But yeah, you want to get down to more like 1/4 inch, and there's some modifications you can do to this real mower to get you down a little bit lower. But for right now, this is perfect for me. So I'm going to bring it up to about 1.5 inches to do my fairway, and then I'll drop it down as low as it goes. Okay, now for de-thatching. The green doesn't look too bad thatch-wise. That's because I top dress it. And I top dressed it a few times last year throughout the summer. But the fairway is another story. Like, you can see how sparse the grass is, and like the thatch in there is pretty thick. And in my defense, the sod came with quite a bit of thatch, so it must be a benefit to growing the sod. But I think I know it decomposes and adds to the lawn, but I think it's choking out the grass at this point. And I say I'm going to overseed it. So by removing the thatch, we'll get the seed down into touching contact with the soil, and the overdressing to cover it up a bit. So it should work out nice. Okay, so this is the Sunjoe Dethatcher. It's a plug-in Dethatcher Scarifier. You can get this battery operated, but it's going to cost you a little bit more. But I got the plug-in one, and right now it has the thatching. Let's bring you in here. So right now I have the thatching blade on, which is just a bunch of, I don't know, wires that just claw the ground. This is the Scarifier. It's a little bit more aggressive. It makes cuts all through the ground and cuts a little bit of the roots. I have used this in the past, but I'm not going to use it on this green right now until it's further along and more well established. So we'll give the thatcher. It does come with a bagger, but I find it easier just to leave the thatch and then just rake it up after. So you can see how nice a job this dethatching went, and man, there was a lot of thatch. Like, look at that. So this will clean it up, like scrape it down to the soil or the moss, peat moss. See, we're right down to the peat moss and all these little cuts. All my seed and top dressing is gonna go into. Like I said, I didn't do the green because I don't see a lot of thatch on the green, and it's probably because I've dressed it a couple times already, but it's very sparse. So I'm gonna top dress it with some sand to fill in all my aeration holes that I've did the other day to help for drainage and aeration and to firm it up. But now I'm just gonna rake this off to the side, and hopefully eventually it'll actually widen out the fairway for me. Okay, so here we are, dethatched and raked up. And yeah, so yeah, I just put all my, my aeration plugs and the dethatching material just off to the side in hopes over time it will actually create more of a fairway. So I'm going to leave this alone now for today, but I actually am going to go up onto the green. I didn't dethatch the green, but I am going to spread a little bit of sand, and we'll do some leveling here because I just want to fill in all the holes in that before I do the top dress with the creeping bentgrass. So I just have the play sand that I picked up from Home Depot. It's nice and fine. You don't want anything too gravelly, too big, or it'll mess up your reel mower. So this stuff settles nice and flat close to the ground, and say with the leveling rake, it works out nice. And then after tomorrow, we'll do a top dress with the seed, the sand, and a little bit of topsoil. But it's already looking better with the dethatching. I would give it a watering, but it's been raining. This is like the first day I've been able to get out here and do this because we've been having so much rain. So I'm not gonna water it. I would normally, but we're supposed to get rain again all night tonight. So that'll be its watering. So here's my leveling rake. It works great. It just, you just, whether it's sand or topsoil, you just rake it over, and it just slowly fills in all the imperfections and makes it as flat as possible, which makes the reel mower mow much cleaner and closer to the surface. So I'm just going to cascade with my hand manually some sand around the green, and then we'll flatten it. So sand works great just for settling in those low areas. So we'll spread it out, and once the rain comes, and that'll even flatten it out even further. I'm going to leave it at that. Ideally would like maybe another bag or two on there, but I didn't bring that many out, and I want to save some for the bent grass seed and a little bit of the fairway and tee box as well. We'll leave that here for today, and we'll get back in a couple days and do the top dressing and the bent grass seed. Actually, let's germinate the bent grass seed. I'll show you what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to try pre-germinating the seed, both the bent grass seed and the fairway grass seed. So I have these are actually paint strainer bags that I'm going to put the seed in, and then we're going to soak it for 24, maybe 48 hours. We'll see how it looks after 24 and decide if I want to do another day or not. And I just want to saturate the seed and maybe just get them to start cracking and germinating, so just speed up the whole process. So bent grass seed, it's hard to come by unless you want to buy a large quantity. So if I hit some of the, I guess the stores that supply actual golf courses, their minimum purchase is a 5-gallon pail, which is over $500, and I'm not willing to pay that. Oh, hi, Willow. So on Amazon, there is what is this, 1 pound, I think, of Cross creeping bent grass seed. And this was over $50 just for this pound of grass, but it should do the job if it all takes and survives, because it's creeping, it's going to spread. We're going to put that in our paint strainer bag, and I'm going to put a rock on it in the lake. I got a lake right behind me here, and we'll just soak it in the lake for a day or two. And I will, all the equipment and this bent grass seed, I will put it down in the description. I'll put a link for an Amazon purchase. So if you guys want anything that I'm using in this video today, please click the link and I'll get a little bit of a kickback if you do. Okay, I should have brought some scissors. Oh, that opened up pretty easy. So I'm doing this on green area in case I spill anything. I don't waste anything because I don't want to waste any of this seed. And it's super fine seed, but I don't think it should go through this. Good. And I will probably rinse this bag out on the green to get all that seed out. Okay, can I put a knot in this? Who's biting me? Oh, damn black flies. Okay, that's ready for the, oh, it is coming out a little bit. Oh, nuts. I might put this in another bag too. Okay, we'll move back onto the fairway and we will do the fairway grass. So this is a pretty good quality grass that I got from a local garden center. And it's coming with 20% celestial creeping red fescue, creeping red fescue, sheep fescue, Nanook hard fescue, and Shadow 3 chewing fescue. It's supposed to be for fairways, golf fairways. So this seed's a fair bit larger, so I shouldn't have to worry about it falling through the mesh bag, but might have a little bit more issue getting it in the mesh bag. I'm going to do quite a bit of this because I'm doing the fairway and the tee box is not looking too good. But I've ordered a mat for the tee box because it's just getting used so much, it's getting beat up. So I'm going to put like a imitation mat that's meant for chipping off of. Okay, that's quite a bit, and I spilt a good amount. Voila. I'm not going to be able to tie this one, but okay, now into the lake. That's going. This video is getting a little bit long, so I'm going to end it there, and we'll do a to be continued, and we'll start up again next week, taking the seed out of the bucket that I'm soaking it in to try to get a bit of germination happening. Yeah, I put it in a bucket. I chose not to let it just sit on the edge of the lake. I was scared of it floating away. Maybe I'll end off, see if I can get the drone up, and we'll do a little bird's eye view footage through the trees here of the golf course. So thanks very much for joining me, everybody. We'll see you next week. Take care.